the flip side is last year they had some bad losses, Butler did. This year, no bad losses. All their losses, 4 of them on the road against teams that are combined 52-3 at home. Hawaii, Wisconsin-Milwaukee, as Tucker throws it down and draws the foul. He is going to the line, and they are celebrating in Milwaukee.
Well, and Sheets going to add to flip-flop the cliche injury to insult. He got hurt on this. Not sure how, but what a good finish. That's how many people have that seat in the building. Over Cornette, a good finish by Tucker. And Avery Sheets at the standing by midcourt. He got banged. So I was trying to watch the play over to see where he got hit. But he clearly got injured somehow.
So 20 points now for Clay Tucker. Getting back to the point we were talking about, those 4 losses, teams that combined 52-3 at home. And if you add in this one, which we're going to assume, obviously, that this is going to be a loss for Butler as well, it's 13-0 at home for Wisconsin-Milwaukee. So you do the math there. It's 65-3 at home. Those are their 5 losses. Wisconsin-Milwaukee twice, Hawaii, Duke, and Loyola. That's the difference. No bad losses this year for Butler.
That is a really significant point as you got a terrific look at the finish there by Tucker. Good, strong finish over Cornette.
Tucker misses the free throw. Nowhere near his career high, by the way. He hit 40 in a game against Wright State this year.
They'll give that one. They will let you have that one. Bruce Pearl says you can have all the 2s you want. Not getting any 3s, though. Not enough time to beat us with 2s. Well, easy, Clay. You don't want to start going crazy because 13 points against the team that shoots like this Butler team with 1:44. You're not out of the woods yet. And need we state it again to state the obvious? This Butler team doesn't put the record they put on the board of 25-4 by laying down. They are not about to throw in the towel this time on the clock. They've got shooters in the lineup. They'll keep playing.
Again, the Sun Belt final coming up as soon as we're done here in Milwaukee. Middle Tennessee State against Western Kentucky. We talked about the great story with Western Kentucky this year. An unfortunate story, of course, with Chris Marcus getting hurt. He was going to be their big star. Yet they have persevered, and they find themselves playing for a berth in the NCAA tournament.
Well, you know, I think that if they get in, you know, to what degree that makes a difference for Butler's case. But again, it would be, you know, their marquee win, if you will, would be over an NCAA team. I think to go full circle with that discussion, though, you make the most compelling argument. That is, looking at the losses from last year. We spent too much time, or I did anyway, looking at it and saying, boy, look at the people they beat last year. They don't have anything like that this year. But you're right. You got to look at the other side. Where did the 4 losses come from? Boy, they came from very, very formidable opponents this year, and they did not, you know, they held serve every other game they needed to. That should be rewarded. So.
And it was interesting, we had a conference call earlier this week with Jim Livengood, who's the head of the selection committee, and Butler came up. And I said, what would you do with Butler if they came up as an at-large again this year? Would last year be a consideration? He said, look, we're just looking for the best 34 at-large teams, period. And you look at the resume and you look at the RPI, although he emphasized that's just one tool. But Todd Licklider talked about the RPI yesterday and how much higher it is this year than last year. They went and played at Duke this year. Now, they lost by 20, but Maryland lost by 21 at Duke last year and won the national championship. So there's no shame in losing by 20 points at Duke.
I think you would agree, would you not, that the general fan would like to see Butler in the tournament. Don't you think so? Don't you think that there is still some ill will from what went on last year? And again, even though I know for the 3rd time we're saying it, last year's got nothing to do with this year. Again, I'm just talking about as a consensus. I think the average basketball fan would like to see them in the tournament.
And remember, too, and I agree with you, and to take nothing away from Wisconsin-Milwaukee, but Butler won the regular season in the conference tournament, and it was due to a prearranged agreement. As we take a look again, our next game, Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky coming up next, the Sun Belt Final. A prearranged agreement that said that Wisconsin-Milwaukee would host this game if they were in it. So Wisconsin-Milwaukee was supposed to host the entire tournament. They made a bit of a format change. They took the top 2 teams and put them automatically through to the semifinals. The agreement then was Wisconsin-Milwaukee would host if they were in it this year. Butler has the same agreement next year, so they had to go on the road even though they are the better seed.
Well, that's a good point. You know, at their place, they won the game. These 2 teams split the regular season meetings, each winning on their home court. So you could make the case, since both of them were undefeated at home, that the deciding factor here is playing on the road, despite the fact if you were going to go by seed, they should have been hosting the game. So you're right. That's a factor. I don't think there's any question about that.
It's just going to be fascinating. fascinating to see.
Well, and also, by the way,
the next week.
people wondering why they make that rule. They gave the top 2 seeds a bye all the way through to semifinals. You could call it the Butler rule.
It is
because last year, after that terrific regular season, they go out in the first round, which is an aberration for them. They've had not only great regular season success, they've had a great run in the tournament. There are a lot of guys slipping tonight as they've gone to plant. I don't know if there's moisture on the floor, but that's about the 4th time we've seen that.
Now Ronnie Jones gets fouled, so he is going to go to the line. That's 3rd foul on Darnell Archie, and you hear the crowd once again coming to its feet, a standing ovation. You cannot say enough about the job that Bruce Pearl has done here. And they were talking yesterday. Clay Tucker said a few years ago when he was a freshman, they were getting 300 fans, literally, for their home games.
Yeah, tonight there were 500 fans out here 2 hours and 15 minutes before the game waiting for Bruce Pearl to give a pep talk. So it's 10,000 plus in the house tonight.
An incredible story, and it's about to have a great ending for Wisconsin-Milwaukee as Jones puts the first one through.
I got news for you. You don't want to play either of these teams in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And assuming Butler gets there, the way they shoot it, and this Bruce Pearl's gang has got a lot of different weapons to throw at you.
It's a 17-point lead. Miller cuts it to 15.
Again, though, Bruce has decided all the 2s you want. Not going to get anything behind the line.
Now Page going to throw it down.
Trade baskets till the cows come home. That'd be fine with the team in yellow. That's all they're doing right now.
They have been the Wisconsin Normal School Normals, the Milwaukee State Teachers College Green Goals, the Wisconsin State College Milwaukee Green Goals, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Cardinals, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers. They have never been an NCAA Division I tourney team, but thanks in part to Dylan Page, they're about to be.
Easy finish on the break as they handled Butler's press. Butler's not a pressing team. They don't really want to do it. What would your mascot be if you're the Normals? You have just a very normal-looking guy, or
just an average show?
Just an average guy who walks in and really do anything.
In fact, you wouldn't even know who the mascot is.
Who's the mascot? I don't know. He's somewhere up there. He's just a normal guy.
Sun Belt final up next. Middle Tennessee State and Western Kentucky. Jones, the little floater. This one is academic at this point, and the question is going to become Butler now sitting on the bubble as they did last year as well. They'll have to wait it out for another painful week. Gonzaga playing the same game, Southern Illinois playing the same game. So much of it going to depend, Bob, on what happens in some of the bigger conference tournaments.
For all of them, they're undermined by some of their own upsets. If only 1 or 2 of them had managed to win, but now there's going to be so many of those bubble teams having to sweat it out. It's a bad scenario for the mid-majors.
107 years of basketball, and for the first time ever, the Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers will play in the NCAA Division I tourney. They are the Horizon League champions.
Pandemonium reigns. As well it should. Congratulations to the Panthers. So
Wisconsin-Milwaukee wins at 69-52. For Bob Palvano, I'm Dave Revson. Now let's go to the Sun Belt Championship. Ron Franklin and Larry Conley.
I would like to welcome everybody.